Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a huge book haul. I've got about 30 books surrounding me and I have bought books from 66 Books, The Works, TikTok and Asda, and I've put them all together in this video for you. So I hope you are looking forward to seeing what I got. I'm definitely looking forward to reading them, and I know I don't need more books. I definitely still have plenty of books in my house that I've not read, plus I've already bought some books this summer but I couldn't resist. So I'm going to share with you what I picked up. I'm just consuming books as much as possible while I'm off for the summer. I'm finding it's really relaxing me, so yeah, I regret nothing. I'm going to start off with the book that I bought on TikTok, then I'll do 66 Books, The Works, and then I'll do Asda last. So the book that I bought from TikTok is Thorn by Tracy Lorraine. I kept seeing her come and pack an order with me videos, and I was getting more and more obsessed with this Rosewood High series because they've got foiling on the cover, but then they've also got foiled edges, and it's just absolutely stunning. So I decided I'm going to buy the first one of the series, see if I like it. I've not read any of her books before, see if I like it, and if I do, then obviously I can continue collecting the series. And because I hadn't bought from TikTok before, it gave me like a really good deal. I got this for like less than £3. It was really good. It came wrapped in some brown paper with some ribbon, and it had some like extra little goodies tucked inside. So it came with a bookmark, a sticker, a pen. The pen says Callahan Enterprises, and I'm pretty sure that's from her Billionaire series. It came with a thank you with a little discount on the back, and then it came with this series reading order card, and it tells you kind of how to read her books. So you can either start with the Falling series or the Rosewood High series, which is the one that I've started with. She's currently only got the first 3 in these discrete covers, but as she gets all the others, well, I hope she'll get all the others. That's the set that I want to collect, rather than the cover with the guys on the front. And then that's the checklist, so you can kind of tick them off once you've bought them, read them, etc. So I thought they were really fun little extra goodies, and I thought, do you know what, I'm gonna start reading this book. Often I kind of keep my newer books for last, and I kind of try to read some of the ones that have been on the shelves for ages. I was like, no, I'm definitely going to read this one first. So I had a little read of the blurb, which obviously feel free to pause and have a read of yourself. And then I started reading the book, and I was really confused because the characters in this are not the characters from the blurb. I thought, why is this happening? Then as I turned the page, I noticed that it said Pain at the top, and I thought, isn't that the name of her second book? And when I turned back to the title page that she'd signed, that I'd even read this and looked at this, it's the second book. It even says Rosewood High Book 2 is the whole second book in the first cover with the first sprayed edges. So I was like, this is a bit odd. I contacted Tracy Lorraine, who was very sweet about it and sent me a replacement with an extra little bookmark. There weren't extra goodies, but I'd got them with the first book, so I'm not complaining about that at all. This one was also signed. This time it is actually book 1 in the book 1 cover. And my sister said to me, well, at least you've got book 1 and 2 from the set now for less than £3. Like, what an absolute bargain. I said, you're right. However, if I really enjoy these books, I will end up having to rebuy number 2 anyway, because I want it in its corresponding colour and its corresponding cover. But anyway, I digress. I'll have a read of these first, see what I think of them, and if I definitely like it, then I am 100% going to be buying Pain in its own cover. And I just thought it was packaged really lovely, and I'm looking forward to reading that. It was really good of her to literally, I said, would you like me to send the first one back? I was more than happy to return it, but she said no, just keep it, and she sent the replacement. So really, really happy with those. Then 66 Books. So 66 Books is in Hemel Hempstead. If you're watching a book haul, you probably already have heard of it. They do a monthly book club where you can go at the weekend and you get all books at 70% off from their warehouse, but it has got ridiculously popular because of TikTok. And sometimes, like on the Saturday, the day before we went, the queues at times were coming up to 4.5 hours. So Matt and I went really, really early in the morning. It's an hour from us, so it's not too bad. A lot of people travel like 3-4 hours to get there. It's an hour for us. We don't really mind travelling that far anyway. And we got in, I think it took me just under an hour. It wasn't too bad, about 50 minutes when we got in on the Sunday morning, so it wasn't too bad. but Matt had the dog, so he went off for a walk. I had a look around by myself. It was definitely less fun on my own, and I was looking for specific books in there, which is a terrible idea because there is just no organisation in their warehouse, and it would have just been really helpful. Normally I go with my sisters, and between the three of us, one of us can normally find what we're looking for, so highly recommend you go with another book lover. As soon as Matt was like, books, I'll bring the dog, I'll take the dog for a walk, I'd lost him. So yeah, so I recommend if you do go with somebody. In terms of value, a lot of people ask if 66 books is good value. I think it is. I think because you're getting 70% off, you're getting most books at sort of £3 or less if they're paperbacks, a little bit more if it's a hardback. I think it's really, really good value. But just to be clear, I bought 17 books in 66 books, and it cost me just over £50. It was about £52. 3 of those books were for my sister, so 14 for me, but 17 in total, just over £50. I then stopped at the Works on the way home. I bought another 12 books, and that only cost me £24. And the guy in there actually put a discount through, and I got it for £21.60. So half the price for not many less books. So if there's specific books that you're looking for that they do in 66 books, but they also do in the 3 for £6 deal in the Works, it works out cheaper to get them from the Works. Just FYI if you live really far away. But 66 books is definitely a fun day out and a really nice experience to do. So yeah, I would go back again. It kind of depends on what you're looking for. Are you looking for the experience, or are you looking to save the money? Because it's not always better value to get it from there. That being said, let's go through the books that I do have. So this is the first one that I have, Those We Drown. I really liked the cover. I know you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but I do all the time, and this just looks really fun. I do like something a bit fantasy. I'm reading a lot at the moment over the summer. I'm decorating at the moment. At the same time, I'm decorating all my hall, my stairs. So I'm listening to audiobooks, and then in the evenings I'm reading books to myself. And this just sounded really fun, so I picked that one up. The next set of books, this is what I bought for my sister. So there were 2 full sets, but I only have one now because I've given her hers already. These were by Kimberly Lemming. Whereas Those We Drown I hadn't heard of at all, this set I had seen on TikTok before I went. It was one of the sets I was looking for. I did the entire warehouse twice. The day before they'd had lots of Tessa Bailey books in, but they were all sold out when I went in. I found the shelf of those and it was empty. This book had been really popular, which I managed to get, but I was also looking for the Victoria Aveyard books and I couldn't find them, so that was a little bit of a shame. But anyway, I picked these up. My sister and I just thought they sounded really, really fun. We both like fantasy, we both like a little bit of romance, don't mind reading a spicy book, and these just sounded ridiculous but funny. And this is the order you read them in. So The Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon, The Time I Got Drunk and Yeeted a Love Potion at Werewolf, which we thought was hilarious, and The Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Human. I have no idea what they're like. I'll lift each one up so you can have a little bit of a read of the blurbs in case you're interested. But they worked out, these ones were £9 and the most recent one was 10, so I think it worked out like £8-9 for the 3 books, so not too bad. And they sounded really fun, so we both got a set of those. I have got 2 kind of romancy books. So I've got Wish You Were Here by Philippa Ashley. I've read Philippa Ashley before. I quite enjoy her books and they are just easy reads, which is sometimes what I need. And that is the back of this one. It just sounded really nice. I enjoy reading summer books in summer and Christmassy books in winter. But I do also read them year round, so just depends what mood I'm in. I'll genuinely walk up to my bookshelves and think I'm in the mood for a such and such book, and that's what I'll pick. So I like having a selection. And then I picked up this one, and I picked it up, put it down a few times, and I wasn't sure if it would be my cup of tea, because from the blurb it sounds as though it's a collection of short stories within one book. I'm not sure whether that's my cup of tea or not. I've never really read a book like that, but in the end I thought, my mind kept going back to this book, so in the end I went and picked it up and I thought, for the sake of £3, I'll give it a go. Pretty much every book that I read, if I would read it again, it lives back on my shelves, and if I wouldn't, then I just donate it straight away to the charity shop and somebody else makes use of it. I'm not precious about books, only if I really love them and I want to keep them or collect the sets like Harry Potter or I bought the new Hunger Games, that hardback set. Beautiful. In fact, I'll share them at the end of this video if you would like to see them. I bought them a while back. Then I've got some youth fiction here. It was the section I went in first. If I hadn't, I probably might not have picked up these books because I would have limited myself a little bit more. I'd already picked these up when I got to the other section. Like, I've got some thriller books to share with you in a second. But they looked good, and sometimes, like, my sister and I were both saying, we're primary school teachers. Sometimes the books I read, if I really liked them, I'll take them into school. Sorry, one of the neighbours is probably making some noise and the dog's having a bark at him. Let me go and sort him out. Right, dog's sorted. It was Tesco's. How dare they deliver shopping to our neighbour? Yeah, so as I was saying, I was a teacher. I am a teacher. So if I read books, they're really good and they're appropriate for school, then I just take them in there and that's where they live. So I've got The Lost Witch, which I just saw, liked the sound of the blurb, so picked up. I've got Glass Heart, which I stupidly thought it was in a series with Inkheart, because that's what one of the girls in the shop said, and I just believed her. It's not. And this isn't the first in a series, so I should have thought about that one a bit more. I should have looked into that when I was in the store, but it sounds fun, and as I say, can go to school once I've read it. I picked up Moondog, which I kept putting back down, but then looking at this dog, and it looks a little bit like our old black lab. Not a lot, just the smallest amount that made me guilty that I wasn't buying the book. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I'm just going to read it and I'll take that one into school if it's appropriate. As I say, sometimes you have to read them first. This one though, I really liked the look of this cover. I've since seen quite a few people share that they also bought this in 66 Books, and I think again they were probably just pulled in by the cover. It looks really cool, and then that is the blurb on the back. So picked up those youth books. Looks like a cover there. Is it? Oh, it's in parts. And then I've got 4 more books from 66 Books, and they were all kind of thrillers. I really enjoy a thriller book, so I've picked up this one, My Husband's Killer, 3 Couples, 1 Murder, A Holiday to Die For. I thought that was really fun. I haven't read Friend Request, although it says it's the same author. And then that is the back. I do think I've got Friend Request though. I can't see all of my books because I've doubled them up on the shelves behind me, but I have a feeling I could have Friend Request somewhere. Then I picked up The Guilty Wife. Oh, and just FYI, if you're in 66 Books and you see like a 2 for $7 or a £5 sticker, that's not what you get the discount on. You get the discount on the back of the book price. But yeah, The Guilty Wife sounded really fun. I do like a bit of a who's doing what kind of book. I just read The Mistake, which I bought in 66 Books last time. I really struggled to get into that book, but I was going through a lot in my personal life and I was sort of just under such a black cloud at the time that I just couldn't get into the book, but I forced myself to read it the other day and it had a really good ending. I think personally, I just got such a mind block about this book. I won't keep it. I will donate that one. But it was a good book. I picked up The Prisoner. Again, just liked the sound of it, liked the cover, so picked that one up. And then picked up this book, which is absolutely massive. But I have a funny feeling this might be as part of a set, because I was in Waterstones with my sister the other day and she said something about, oh yeah, the Sisters series. And I was like, this is a series. But this book is absolutely massive and not tiny, tiny writing. But I do have a couple of books from them that are bigger than normal. So I'm like, is this the normal size of this book? Or is this like a weird copy? But yeah, I didn't realise it was in a series. This one here is the 7th instalment, which is stupid of me, because it even says it on the back, and I didn't realise I just read it and it sounded like it was a standalone, and it's not. It's the 7th book in a series. So don't do what I do and just pick up too many random books, because then you end up with a book that's last in a series that I'm probably now going to end up buying a set of them at some point, and then now I've got an extra book. So yeah, don't do what I did. And then on the way back from 66 Books, I said to Matt, we've come all this way, I don't just want to drive all the way home, and I feel like I'm not done. He was like, what do you mean you're not done? You've just bought like 17 books. I said, well, there's a Works in Waltham Cross, let's just pop there. So he dropped me off outside. I went in the shopping centre, and this Works was tiny, but my God, their book selection was amazing. I live quite close to Bluewater, which is a big shopping centre. There's a Works there, which is probably twice the size of that one, and their book selection is nowhere near as good. So I picked up 12 books, and yeah, really happy with what I picked up. So firstly, they're all from the 3 for £6 deal, so I won't say that each time. Firstly, I picked up this set by Elizabeth O'Rourke, and I did have the sense to look inside and check whether it's a set. I think I looked online in one of them somewhere or other, but it worked out that, as I say, there's 3 books in here, and this was all 3 of them. So I managed to get the whole set for £6, which you cannot complain about. So I picked those ones up. Did I share them with you? I don't think so. I can't remember which order they went in, so I apologise if I'm showing them with you in the wrong order, but those are the blurbs for those. And then I had taken a picture of my bookshelf before I went, because I've got some of the Elsie Silver books that I bought in the 3 for £6 before, but I couldn't remember which two I was missing. So I had to look at the picture, because I've got Powerful Heart, whatever it is, and Flawless. So I picked up Reckless and Hopeless. So now I've got all 5 of the set. I need to work out which order they go in. I think it tells you inside the book. Well, it's supposed to. Most books tell you if there's a set. There you go. So Flawless, Heartless, Powerless, Reckless and Hopeless. So Reckless and Hopeless were the more recent 2. It was Flawless, Heartless and Powerless are the 3 that I already had. So now I've got the full set. And then to go with that, I picked up The Switch. I've read Beth O'Leary before. I have the Flutshare, I haven't read it yet, but I have read The Road Trip, and it was a really fun book to read. That one I donated because I'd got for free, like on our local like village group. Somebody had put out a load of books on her front garden, like just have for free, and I just promised that I'd pass them along, which is what I've done. And that's one of those. So those are the 3 I got next. Then I picked up these 3. So I've got Every Wish Way, Hex Education and The Engagement Party. In fact, they weren't the next 3 I picked up. If I do them in the way that I picked them up, I picked up this one, I picked up this one, and I picked up this one first, actually. So I'd picked up these 2 because I really liked the sound of them and I liked the look of them. So I picked those 2 books up, and then I ended up just picking up Fake Flame because it looked like an easy read. Not 100% sold on this book though, to be fair, and this is kind of the 6th that I'm a bit like, I shouldn't really have got them. And then I saw The Engagement Party, and it just, I don't know, something about it just made me really want to get this book. So that's the back of it. So rather than put a book back, what did I do? I picked up 2 more, and that's how I ended up with Every Wish Way and also Summer Fridays, which I really liked. And it was this one and this one that I could have put back, to be honest, Every Wish Way and Fake Flame. The other 4 I really wanted, but then I just picked up those anyway, and that's the back of this one. It's like a Y2K book. So yeah, I picked them up anyway, and as I say, for £2 a book, they last me just under a week normally. Depends how much I'm reading them. During work time, a little bit longer, just over a week, because I only read a little bit each evening. And then I donate them, and then it raises money for the hospice. So that's what I tend to do. And those are all the books that I picked up from the Works. And then I have one final book to share with you, and then I'll share those Hunger Games books with you. I didn't pick this up, sorry. Matt went to Asda to pick up some dinner, and he said he saw this, and so he bought it for me as a treat. I haven't read this just yet. It looks really good, and it's definitely my kind of book. He knows I quite like a thriller, a kind of a whodunit type book, so he picked that up for me, which was very sweet of him. Let me grab those books. These ones are a bit dusty. That's my fault, because I've been sanding down the walls on the landing, which is how I've got most of the cuts on my hand. I've not been fighting someone, just to be clear. I haven't been punching someone in the face. I have just hurt myself decorating. I wanted to buy these the first time they came out, and I didn't, and then they'd sold out, and I was absolutely gutted. I actually can't find my original Hunger Games set. I don't know if I lent them to one of my sisters, maybe, whether they'd lent them to me. I have no idea. and I really want those original ones back. I don't want the new ones with the colourful spines. I had the ones with the black spines and just the emblems on. So I was on the lookout for them, and then these came about, and they're just so stunning. So if I just pull one of them out, I haven't read them yet. I mean, I've read The Hunger Games. I just haven't read this version of them yet. Oh, I can't get them out. Hello, can I get one of the books out? Here you go. So the covers are all very, very similar. You've got the bird on the front of them, and you've got a different colour floral pattern. You've got one sentence on the back of each of them, and then they're not kind of illustrated as such. There's just like some illustrations, more so at the chapters and so on. So I was definitely sucked in by the hype for these, but I'm really pleased I picked them up. I would have been gutted to have missed out on them a second time. So yeah, I've also got quite a few new books for Christmas, which I never shared at the time. Did I share my Christmas presents? I don't think I did. Like, I've got the whole Hooked series. My sister also bought me all the eye ones. What are the eye ones? Or did my other sister buy them for the other sister? Yeah, I don't think I've got those ones. I think I'm waffling now. But yeah, like, I've got the Hooked series, for example. My sister bought them for me for Christmas. And then I'm sure I've got the eye series somewhere. I'm sure she bought them for me, but as I say, I might just be imagining it, and she might have bought it for the other sister. But yeah, I need to start unhauling my books now as well. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in as well. Seeing which books I'm getting rid of. I've been doing a reading journal as well, which I kind of stopped doing at the end of last year, which I'm picking back up again. So I need to kind of get on with that. Yeah, I just thought I'd share that random nonsense with you at the end. I don't know why I can never finish a video very well, and that's probably why I don't never have people watch till the end. But yeah, that is my huge book haul. 66 books, TikTok, The Works and Asda, and I will definitely be sharing more books before the summer is out. I'm sure of it. So I will see you in the next haul video. Lots of love, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!